New Claude free updates are insane. You're setting yourself back every single day. You don't know about this. Most people are still using AI like a basic search engine. They type a question, they get an answer, they move on, and they wonder why it's not actually saving them that much time. Here's the thing. Claude just dropped a series of free updates that completely change how you can use it. Not for paying users, not behind a paywall, free right now, available to everyone. I'm going to break down exactly what changed, how each feature works, and how you actually set this up. Stay with me because the scheduled tasks part near the end is the one that really changes things. Hey, I'm Julian, I'm an AI educator, and I help people learn and implement AI tools that actually make a difference in their work. If you're new here, welcome, let's get into it. So let's start with memory. Until recently, every time you opened Claude, it had no idea who you were. You had to re-explain yourself, your name, your job, your preferences, your context. Every single time, you'd spend the first few minutes just getting it up to speed before it could even help you. Claude just fixed this for free users. Memory is now available on the free plan. Claude will remember things about you across conversations, your role, your preferences, how you like your responses formatted, the projects you're working on. It builds on what you've told it over time, so you stop repeating yourself and it gets straight to helping you. Here's how you set it up. Go into your settings and look for the memory section. Turn on the option to generate memory from your chats. Claude will start picking up key details and saving them. You can review those entries, edit them, or delete anything that's not accurate. Check them regularly so Claude is working from good information. Now here's something extra. If you were already using another AI tool and trained it with your preferences, Claude built a tool to import that memory. Go to claude.com, import memory, and pull in your data from other AI providers. You don't have to start from scratch. But memory gets even more useful when you pair it with the next feature. And this is the one most people are sleeping on. Connectors. Connectors let Claude actually access and work inside the tools you use every day, not just read about them, not just give you advice about them. Go in and work with them directly. We're talking Gmail, Google Calendar, Slack, Notion, Canva, Figma, Asana, and over 150 more across coding, design, data, finance, sales, and more. All now available on the free plan. Instead of copying and pasting from your email into Claude, Claude can read your emails directly. Instead of describing your project structure, Claude can see your Notion workspace. The AI stops being something you go to and starts being something woven into where your work already lives. The backbone of this is something called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. Anthropic open sourced it so developers are constantly building new integrations and the ecosystem keeps growing. Setting up a connector takes about 30 seconds. Go to settings, then connectors, browse the directory, find the tool you want and click connect. It walks you through a standard login where you review and approve what Claude can access. Then in your next chat, you can ask Claude to pull information directly from that app. You can ask Claude to check your Gmail for client emails, summarize them, and flag anything that needs a response. You can ask it to look at your calendar and find gaps for focused work. You can ask it to search your Notion workspace for everything related to a project. These are the kinds of tasks connectors are built for. Start simple, test it, and build from there. Now, I want to pause here for a second. When I first started figuring out AI workflows, I kept running into the same problem. I'd learn a feature, but then didn't know how to actually apply it. I didn't know which tool combinations made sense together. I was spending more time on setup than on actual work. That's when I found a community called AI Profit Boardroom. Over 2,000 members all focused on learning AI together and sharing what actually works, real workflows from real people. It helped me figure out which setups save time versus which ones just look impressive, but add more friction. If you're serious about using AI effectively in your work, check it out. Link is in the description. All right. Now let's talk about scheduled tasks. This is where things get really interesting. Scheduled tasks are available through Claude's co-work feature. You set up a recurring task, tell Claude what to do, when to do it, and what tools to use, and Claude runs it on your schedule automatically. You could set Claude up to pull your emails every morning and summarize the key items. You could schedule a weekly task where Claude pulls data from your connected tools and creates a report. These are the kinds of workflows scheduled tasks are designed for. That said, this feature is relatively new. It works best with simple, clearly defined tasks. Don't expect complex multi-step automations to work perfectly straight away. Test each task, review the output, and adjust before you rely on it. Here's how to set it up. In Cowork, create a new scheduled task. Tell Claude what to do in plain language. Connect the tools it needs through your connectors. Set the schedule, daily, weekly, or at specific times. You can approve Claude's plan before it runs, so you stay in control, and once you're comfortable with how it's working, you can let it run independently. Also set your tool access mode to auto in settings, so Claude can choose which tools it needs without you approving each one manually. Now let's zoom out and look at how these three things work together. Memory means Claude knows who you are and how you work. Connectors mean Claude can access the tools you actually use. Scheduled tasks mean Claude can do recurring work on your behalf without you triggering it each time. Put those together and you're not just chatting with an AI, you're building a setup where AI is doing information gathering work around your actual workflow. For example, you could connect your Gmail, calendar, and Notion, then create a morning task where Claude checks your emails, looks at your calendar, pulls relevant project notes, and produces a summary. The pieces to build something like that are all there. Whether it works exactly how you want depends on how clearly you define the task. Start with one connector, one simple scheduled task, see how it behaves, and build from there. The goal isn't to hand everything over to AI. The goal is to offload the repetitive, time-consuming parts so you can focus on the thinking that actually requires you. One more thing before we wrap up. Claude also made its skills feature-free for everyone. Skills are saved instruction sets. You teach Claude how you like things done and it remembers. Want Claude to always write emails in your voice? Set up a skill. Want it to follow your brand guidelines when creating content? Skill. Want reports formatted a specific way? Skill. You build it once and Claude applies it automatically whenever it's relevant. No more pasting in instructions every time. No more correcting the format after the fact. So here's what's now free for everyone on Claude. Memory across conversations, over 150 connectors, scheduled tasks through cowork, skills, file creation, so Claude produces actual downloadable files, and context compaction so long conversations don't get cut off halfway through. If you haven't set up your connectors and memory yet, do it today. It takes less than 10 minutes, and the difference in how useful Claude becomes is real. If you want to go further with all of this, AI Profit Boardroom is where I'd point you. Over 2,000 people learning how to use AI effectively. Everyone shares real experiences, what's working, what's not, which tools are worth your time, which ones to skip. No hype, just solid information from people doing the work. Link is in the description, and if you want the full process, SOPs, and over 100 AI use cases, join the AI Success Lab. Over 58,000 members, all the video notes, templates, and community access. Links in the description and comments. If this was useful, subscribe because we cover these updates regularly. I'll see you in the next one.